So I just watched this video on YouTube, and I put it on the playlist over there. Amongst other playlists, I put it under Crucial Packs, and shit, man. I'm not even gonna get into the fucking. It seems like, listen, I'm gonna say something real quick. I'm gonna get off the subject real quick, just to say this before we get into the subject. It seems like a lot of people in war, they like to point out how many kids were murdered in the process, without even being apologetic about it. You know, as if they did that. I believe it was 2019, or I think it was 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I'll go into the 7-Eleven. I'm looking at the paper, reading the paper, and it's like, hey, well, United States of America was over there in the Middle East, and they killed 60 to 80 children, and without apologizing about it. It's as if to say, yeah, girls and the boys. That's that many less of you coming along in the future, and that many less of you already gone and terminated. Kind of like the Godfather paradigm, yeah? When Don Cheadle is like, yeah, you get the boy, the 12-year-old boy, because he's just going to grow up to become a man one day, and I need him terminated as well as his father, who just got terminated because he's going to come back for exacting revenge for his father. Which, for the ways of men who operate like that, are totally understandable. Anyhow, so over there, this guy makes comments about how many kids were murdered, and he didn't apologize for it. He wasn't apologetic about it, but he does say, yeah, this is before they even get a chance to become adults. And he kind of moves on to, being all overly seemingly enthusiastic about the win of Ukraine, and how they had a war-ending attack upon Moscow, Russia. As far as I know, you can put oil fires out, and they happen. They occur. There are oil refineries over there in Moscow. Matter of fact, you ought to have something to address that, and just in case your oil reserves start getting compromised. And Iran has oil. I guess that's why the United States of America is being so strategic in what they're doing out here. Now, I'm not anti-United States of America. I'm not necessarily pro-United States of America either. I don't know if there's a such thing as right or wrong. But as they say, right is right and wrong is wrong, and where the twain shall meet. Two wrongs don't make a right. Two rights doesn't necessarily make a wrong. I don't know. What would Jesus do? What would the Lord do? Would the Lord say, well, I'm taking David's side over Goliath's, or I'm taking Abel's side over Cain's? If you believe in such things like that in the Holy Bible and the Holy Trinity, I guess the Lord would. So I guess it's left for you to decide, who are you? Did the Lord not care about Cain just the same? And Goliath as well? If you believe in such things. That Goliath existed, and Cain existed, and Abel existed, and David existed. I mean, it's a lot easier to believe that Goliath and David existed than it is in Cain and Abel, I guess, because it's a lot closer to history. It's not just a bunch of people writing about, well, Cain and Abel, and it could be strewn in with creation myths somehow, some way, like the incipiency of the Bible. It's like, hey, look, we do have a King David in down history. And the report was he was dealing with some big behemoth fucking goon called Goliath. Anyhow, having said that, I don't know. Russia. They're over there shooting their own apartment building over there. Was there anybody in there at the time? Or is it just an apartment building that they shot down there because they're so discombobulated over there? You still haven't gotten the people who are over there going to war in the first place. You hit some oil refineries over there in Moscow. They haven't put those fires out yet. And then in Russia, they say they're laughing. This guy, the source that I'm going on this video that put up over here in Crucial Packs, he's laughing, kind of mocking Russia for saying they're giving a different account of what took place as far as the severity of it in Moscow than what he's giving or what others are giving. Well, can't there be two takes on it? According to Russia, he's telling the Russian people that they repelled the attacks of the drones. And they got 100-something odd drones or whatever out of the sky, where there's thousands being rendered. Rendered, is that the correct word? I don't know. Have they put the fires out yet? There's still a lot of fucking oil in that motherfucking ground is what I'm trying to say. Or wherever they got the oil at. If it's in the fucking ground, there ought to be a lot left, is what I'm trying to say. If they have it in barrels, well, I guess that's dumb fuck Russia. They have all their oil in barrels. And then he makes comments about him selling the gold. Selling gold real quickly. How much gold does he have to begin with? If he's spending an exponential, or he's spending a monumental or astronomical amount of gold, rather. A monumental or what do you call it? Astronomical amount of gold. What they're trying to say is like a huge, copious amounts of gold that he's selling over there all of a sudden. How much does he have? I guess someone knows, right? I heard he's been stockpiling gold for years now, readying himself for all kind of shit. I don't know. I'm just trying to say I'm not so convinced. I believe in the possum paradigm. I believe the rope-a-dope paradigm. I believe there's all kind of shit that's possibly going on. I'm not saying it isn't some big, huge defeat or some big strike on Russia, that Russia has been crippled and Russia is just flopping on the ground like a fish out of water. But I'm just saying I don't really buy it so easily that that's what's going on. And why is Russia so stupid? Why are they handling their business so stupidly? They know, and I've already heard Putin stated that what's going on with this war is that the Ukraine is being enabled by NATO to put up this fight for so long and so strong. And yet it's like you're addressing everything except for the source of where all this assistance is coming from. You're still going to war with Ukraine rather than saying, look, motherfucker, thanks for all the goddamn drones, NATO. Now, boom, at NATO. It's like trying to exhaust or trying to address the rain directly from the rain as opposed to the source where the rain is coming from to begin with. And I'm talking about rain, like rainwater. R-A-I-N, rain. Rainwater. Not the other kind of rain. With a G in it somewhere. R-E-I-G-N, I think it is. It's like you're trying to address the rain from rains coming down from the skies and rather than the source where it's coming from. Like as reserve. Or the reservoir of reservoirs from which they come from. So I don't know, it just seems like a very stupid war to me. And Putin comes off, and the Kremlin comes off, and the Russia comes off, very stupid people. I guess they're always going on about the Polacks being stupid, because they worship a black Madonna and baby Jesus with Polak jokes and how many Polaks does it take to screw in a light bulb and all that shit. Back in the 80s, it was very popular. I heard that, well, someone says it comes from another source, but I heard it came from a source that says that because they worship a black Jesus, a black Madonna and black baby Jesus, is why they end up coming with those dumb Polak jokes about how stupid Polacks are. And there's rumors out that it came from another source that they started calling Polacks stupid. So I don't really know, man. It just seems like a very stupid motherfucker to me. Certainly can't be that fucking stupid. Or they can't be that stupid, Russia. I keep saying Putin, 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 like it's all there is to it over there. Putin, 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 Putin. If you got Putin right now and assassinated Putin right now, what do you think they would do? Would they just fold, or would fucking Russia go on? Like countries and nations and so on and so forth always goes on, it would seem, for the most part, or entirely, after you get to one of the leaders, right? Or somebody who's trying to be a leader, like fucking Napoleon. I guess he was a leader, right? Who was it that exiled him to that island in the first place?